Hello, everybody, and welcome. We're here. We are not doing our usual Power Ranger-related shenanigans tonight, as you may have noticed from the category of the stream. We are, however, still rolling dice using the 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons system, which is easy. Everybody, it can't go possibly wrong. I'd just like to throw that out there every time, just so that if it goes possibly wrong, I can blame somebody.
Win.
Yeah. I'm not sure who I'm blaming, but I'll blame somebody. Before we jump into the adventure itself, let's do some introductions. Starting with the lovely Sabina.
I'm first this time, guys. Woo! Hi, guys. I'm Sabina. Today I am playing Will Striker, the rogue thief, half-elf rogue thief. It's going to be a sassy day, guys. I'm very excited for this. Super excited. I love my boy.
What's good? I'm Panic, and I'll be playing Russet Frymash, halfling bard.
That was refreshingly short. Hello, everybody.
Excuse the f*** out of me!
I am now in Panic's sights. I've made the list. I'm Jay, that's who I am, and I will be playing Ashen Smolder, a sorcerer. And that's as far as we're going to go at the moment, because I'm making the rest up as I'm reading.
And hello, I am Michael. I will be playing the Herringon fighter, simply known as Judy. And I'm going to kick everybody in the face.
As people may know, the Harangon fighter thing, we did a poll to see what Michael was going to play, and Harangon definitely won. It was either a toss-up between a fighter or a barbarian, and fighter, here we are.
Mm-hmm.
So, the adventure we are going to be telling today is set in the lovely city of Baldur's Gate. Immediately following the events of Baldur's Gate 3. As in, spoilers alert, just throwing it out there right now. Give you a few moments just in case. Elder Brain gets kicked, and this is where we begin the next day. Baldur's Gate is in complete disarray. Buildings are destroyed, fires are raging, Mindflayers are being killed in the streets where they stand, and yeah, it's a lovely day. It's pretty much just a
to not be a Mindflayer.
Yeah, it's a lovely day not to be a Mindflayer. In the city of Baldur's Gate, we will take you to a lovely tavern. It's called the Huntsman. Half of its roof has caved in. You can see what appears to be a large ballista bolt sticking out of one wall. And as you wander towards the door, you actually see a Mindflayer, a corpse. It's sort of pinned against a wall on the building opposite, where it's just been left out following the events of the day before. The building itself is quite welcoming. There's fire roaring. You can even hear it crackling through the lack of a chunk of the roof. And the people inside are cheerful despite the situation they find themselves in. You've made your way here because there is multiple jobs being posted around the city of Baldur's Gate. Things that need to be looked after, cared for, found, or rats in the basement that just needs getting rid of. Can you describe your characters for me as you wander into this tavern, take a seat, grab a drink, whatever you may do? And we'll start.
Does Russet work here?
I would say if he didn't, he's probably coming back to his job because, as you said, he did go away on holiday. He's coming back to his place of employment to discover it's a little bit worse for wear. Let's go the opposite way around. So we started with Sabina last time. Let's go with Judy.
I am Bunny.
How astute.
I don't know. Yeah, not the largest of creatures in the world. You know, she's like kind of short for her size class. She's got like pale, brindley sort of coloured fur, pink nose. Speaks with a wee little bit of a Irish accent, if I can keep it up. We'll see. And she's got that general look in her eye that she's always up to something, even though she's not.
When you walk into this lovely tavern, you do see a few people look over at you. You're not the most exotic thing they've seen recently. Baldur's Gate is a very large city, but you know, Harangons are still quite uncommon. They do, however, quickly turn back to their food, to their card games, games of dice, and kind of dismiss you. The tavern staff, you see somebody wander over from the bar, and immediately she just walks up to you and she's just, hello. As you can see, we have a little bit of a roofing problem, so we would suggest not going over to that area just over there. It gets a little bit wet if it rains at the moment. But if you'd like to take a seat at the bar, we have lovely food.
Have you got any carrots?
Refill.
Actually, a mushroom-based meal.
I didn't ask for a mushroom. I asked for a carrot.
I'm sure we can find a carrot.
Load-bearing H in the world.
As she says this, she turns to see Russet walking through the door and immediately bustles over.
So, wait, should I go now? Are we skipping Jay?
Yep. We're going to bounce about.
Okay. As Russet enters, the first thing people see is the backpack, because Russet is wearing a backpack that's roughly 6 feet tall, despite the fact that Russet himself is 2'8". Russet is a halfling who, if it wasn't for the fact that he is shorter than the average halfling, might be assumed to be a dwarf. He's got a pot belly and big ol' arms and legs relative to halfling size. He is always wearing his reinforced chef's outfit, toque included. On his waist are a variety of alchemical vials that are filled with things that, if you knew Russet, you would know to be spices. And his backpack jangles very loudly whenever he moves, due to the fact that it is covered in pots, pans, and a jar of mayonnaise.
Do you have a carrot?
Russet was working here as part of his journeyman's venture to go out into the world to discover how to cook more things than he already knew how to make, discovering ingredients and whatnot. And he earned a lot of vacation time due to not taking a break for 35 years. So at that point, he decided to take a 3-day vacation to like a forest nearby to forage for some mushrooms that he heard a new strand popping up ever since the darkness in that one area disappeared. So interesting opportunity to get more ingredients from a place that up until now had been lethal to anyone who entered it. And he came back to the tavern being the tavern being destroyed, and there's a dead guy out front. So Russet bustles into the Huntsman. And what is this? The waitress Judy's talking. What's her name?
The waitress Alana. She is a half elf, standing about 3 foot taller than you. But she's still, as she bustles over straight away, she's just, Russet, quick! In the kitchen, the chef, the replacement chef,
it's a pleasure to see you, my
went
dear.
down for the mushrooms.
What happened? What's going on?
You picked a very good time to go on holiday, or a very bad time to go on holiday, depending on your preference, I guess.
It's the old halfling luck cooking in again.
So the Mindflayers, turns out they were trying to take over the city. There was a really big brain. Like, a really big brain. Honestly, Russet,
Oh, how terrible.
We're just trying to get everybody through.
Did anyone save any of the brain?
She
strange
glances
little
at
man.
you.
Bovine brain is a delicacy in parts of Faerun. And what's a mind flayer but a giant cow? Russet has a -1 to intelligence.
I think they'd be closer to a octopus than a cow.
Octopus is also a delicacy in certain parts of Faerun. In fact, if it wasn't for the fact that he was humanoid, I might try to figure out something with this man's tentacles. He pokes the corpse.
Okay.
Alana looks over to
and he bows and hits someone with his backpack. Donk.
At a table nearby, only a few feet away, you can hear somebody speaking very complicated, long words that all appear to be arcane in nature and quite probably gibberish. You see a tall elf looking down at a genocide who...
I've never heard that pronounced that way.
No, I know. As soon as I said it, I thought to
myself, I was like, I blew screen.
So, yep. My own brain did the same thing.
What is a genasi?
Genasi, yep. He's the elf has a book to hand. He's flipping through pages, and you can see sketches of Mindflayers, a very large brain to scale, significantly bigger than the Mindflayers, despite what it may sound like. And he's talking to this individual and just says, well, we did put out the call towards your tower, and we're glad that you did respond as quickly as you can. There's still some problems to solve.
I was totally listening to all of that and not picking spells.
Make me a arcane check, please, for action.
I can do that.
First roll of the game. What would?
Natural one.
Natural one. First roll.
Let's go!
Doing great.
The only way a campaign should start.
We get a storyboard.
Oh no!
Storyboard. We've been playing too much in 20.
All of the arcane gibberish is just that, as far as you're concerned.
Is it in my book?
Because I'm going to. Okay. You pick out the occasional words. They seem to be talking about different artifacts that were brought together to destroy this elder brain, but nothing really is adding up to make any sort of sense, leaving you staring at this elf who is clutching a journal in his hands, trying to show you the images within, and looking at you as if you're going to have the solution to all of his problems.
Ashen just looks at the pages that the elf's holding up to him and just takes the book, turns it over, and goes, that might help.
The elf stares at you for a good 3 or 4 seconds, clutching this book that is now upside down, shuts it with a thud, turns and storms out of the tavern, leaving you with your food, your drink.
Thank you. Come again.
And almost knocks into another individual as they come through the open door.
I quickly sidestep. He sees this elf barreling towards him, all huffy, and easily, dexterously, he just sidesteps and keeps going without a beat. Smooth. And he steps in, looks around, seeing the Mindflayer pinned to the wall. An eyebrow quirks up, and his head turns. He looks around the tavern, seeing if anybody notices him. He's gonna go pickpocket that Mindflayer pinned to the wall because he's curious to see what he has on him.
Make me a... you see... No, you don't even need to roll the dice. He's dead. He's dead. Unless you're trying to do this sneakily, you're good to get the rifle through his pockets.
I'm trying to... I guess he's trying not to draw too much attention to himself because he doesn't want other people to claim, to like try to take what he's getting. Yeah.
In that case, make me a sleight of hand check.
Sweet. All right. 10.
10?
So we all see that.
Yeah.
I think everybody's passive perception is higher than 10.
I didn't roll this.
My passive perception is 10, so I kind of notice.
It's daytime. I'm in like all black.
So we watch the most suspicious individual in the world walk up to a corpse and start rifling through its pockets. But given how most people in Baldur's Gate react to you picking through the pockets of a corpse, we're just okay with this.
You do hear somebody shout over from next to the fire. Been there, done that. Nothing much of any interest.
Oh, damn it. And then he'll turn around and stuff his hands into his belt and take a seat.
Russet, Alana rushes back over to you. On her journey, she does hand over a carrot to Judy.
This is so stereotypically Irish, I'm going to get in trouble.
I did it for a whole play. You can do it for a whole game.
The stereotypical Irish is very similar to stereotypical Jamaican in that they are both indecipherable as human speech.
Alana leans in conspiratorially close to Russet.
So 3 feet down.
Yep.
Holds it
and
up.
tries to pitch her tone so that the conversation can only be heard by the two of you. But I will say everybody with a passive perception of 10 or higher can hear the whole conversation, on her end at least.
I got some big ears.
As she just says, the replacement chef we hired, he went down to get some mushrooms about 5 minutes ago. There was a little bit of a scream. I'm not going down there. It's pitch black.
From the basement?
Yes.
Oh, that's never good. Never a good sign in a restaurant when someone's screaming in the basement.
You're back now, though, so I figured you could take care of it.
Of course, dear. I'd be happy to. Russet is going to bumble towards the kitchen, knocking into at least 10 people. He is strong. The backpack is 6 feet tall and filled to the brim with stuff. So balance is not good at the moment. But he's gonna make his way to the kitchen. plant a backpack in his backpack nook, which had to be built specifically for him. And he's going to grab his trusty frying pan and several of his snackoos, and venture down into the basement.
For the rest of you who have unfortunately been hit by Russet's backpack as he strides through the tavern,
Ooh!
and have also been witness to this conversation, Alana turns around and you hear her say, for all three, Ashen, Judy, and Will, well, that's good now. The money I was going to spend trying to recruit some sort of adventuring group to go down there, well, that's now my extra tip.
Did you say money? Name's Judy, here off the hills.
You say money!
Did you say money?
How much we talking? Because what if your poor chef doesn't make it back?
Hey, you, I was here first.
You might need some help, though. You're a little...
How dare you? Just looking at me. How very dare you?
You hear the jingle of coins as she smooths her apron down, and she's just not very much. Just a few pieces of gold, free meal, perhaps even a. And she looks over at the big gap in the roof, and well, not a roof over your head, but somewhere safe to rest for the evening.
Judy will reach up, because I assume she's taller than me, place one finger on her lip and be like, "Shh, honey, you had me at gold." And she'll scamper off after Mr. Hobbit. And
Will looks at the place where the Harrigan was and just kind of mutters to himself and goes, "That was smooth as hell." And then just goes, "I'll make sure they don't die." And then we'll casually strut after them and give her a little nod and a wink as he does.
Ashen, you're left behind with Alana, who is very, very carefully not jostling the apron that she just smoothed over. She looks over at you and just... Well, you look a little bit too book smart to do something silly like climbing down a ladder into a dark hole.
You would think so.
honey, you had me a dark hole.
Hey, real quick, for my sake, what is Ashen's intelligence score?
I believe it is minus of the 1.
My man! Everyone knows int is a dumb stat.
Well, I just have no idea what he sounds like. We'll find it out as we go. Well, I've kind of come here to help, so I should probably go and help. So, he's a valley girl, apparently.
I mean, sorcerer checks out.
He does have a book on his hip, and a staff with the shiny knob on the end, and a stick in his hand. A stick. But I would quite like one of those meaty-filled sandwiches that looks quite toasty and lovely before I go. Thanks, bye.
Everything you say should have an inflection that makes it sound like you're asking a question. Until
he's asking a question, like at university. Yeah.
Until you are actually asking a question.
The questions come out flat.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
She quite quickly hands over a plate. It's very thick breads and what initially appeared to be chicken that you could just about see on the edges of the breads.
Yeah.
As you bite into it, you realize the chicken is mushroom.
I have to stop you there because I will take the plated whatever it is but whatever it is goes in my mouth, and the plate goes in my bag, and I am off after everybody else.
Along with just,
Yeah, the chicken is mushroom.
well, I didn't.
Bye.
I thought that was coming out of my wage. As you descend down into the basement, there is a lovely wooden ladder, well looked after. It takes you down about 20 foot. And as your feet hit the ground, they do so upon stone. Go on.
I'm going to react to the strangers who have joined me in just a second. But would you say I am familiar with this basement, seeing as I've worked here for at least 35 years?
100%. Not only are you familiar with the basement, you're familiar with the Huntsman's very peculiar, but also ingenious way of disposing of trash. Because on the west side of the basement, nestled between some boxes and crates, there is a tame adjacent mimic.
I'm a kick it.
His name is Charlie. Are there sconces on that side of the wall?
There are sconces evenly placed on all four sides of the room.
Cool. So the second I get down and notice that some of them have gone out, I'm just gonna light them all with prestidigitation. Much better. Oh, new friends. Hello there.
As Ashen jumps off the last rung of the ladder and turns around at the same time, as he lands, he also casts prestidigitation to give a slight puff of just like wind. Just I've landed.
Oh, a more robust landing than normal. Nice to meet you. Russet sticks a hand up to shake his hand.
Mind you, Ashen is only small. We're a team of small people.
Am I the only tall one?
How tall is Ashen? Give me these numbers.
I don't think I've actually given him numbers, but he is officially classed as small.
Fantastic.
If we all need to cross a deep lake, we all just climb on top of Sabina's shoulders.
Like a motorcycle display team.
I mean, look, unseen servants can do basic tasks. If we have to cross a deep lake, then I'm just going to make my unseen servant carry me across. I weigh 35 pounds soaking wet.
Oh, y'all are small.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Hello again.
Anybody with a passive perception of 12 or higher can hear from the west side, near where the torch is crackling away, a crunch as Charlie the Mimic is eating something quite tasty, at least in their opinion. A whole sort of nest of bones is scattered around them and discarded bits and pieces that they've got no interest in.
Okay, is the mimic normal?
Oh, him? Yeah, that's Charlie.
Why did you have a
Charlie,
mimic?
how you doing? And he's gonna walk right over. Russet is gonna walk right over to Charlie.
As you approach Charlie, you see the chest that makes up like the disguise of the mimic pulls back to reveal just row after row of teeth and purple flesh.
I throw some of Charlie's favorite food, which is the reason he stayed here so long, broken dishware.
The long like proboscis like tongue of the mimic lashes out and grabs a hold of this dishware, and as it does, it deposits the corpse of a rat upon the floor. You notice immediately that the rat, its brain is exposed and light flickers.
This corpse is glowing?
the head of the rat, the brain of the rat, which is exposed and visible, is glowing a soft pink purplish color.
That's not a normal side effect of a mimic, is it?
At least not one of Charlie. I'm gonna poke the brain.
The rat appears to be dead, but as you poke it, it's soft and gives. Charlie's already taken a bit of a bite out of its flank, and you see.
Why are you glowing, friend? And now he's gonna pick the rat up and like inspect it. Can I investigate this rat?
You can indeed.
Fantastic.
And I'll say anybody else who wishes to do so can do the same.
I will also investigate this rat. If I can get
Okay,
my mouse
is
to
that a
cooperate.
10 for
10.
Rusted? Yep.
Do I know that it's a rat?
It's 100% a rat. It's a bit unusual for a rat because it's the first one you've seen with its brain exposed. And not only is its brain exposed, it looks like it is supposed to be that way.
I'm
Almost as
not
if the
rolling
brain
with that
has
anymore.
grown too big for its head.
Oh, I believe this rat spent a lot of time watching Rick and Morty.
I'm not rolling with the digital
I
dice
hope
roller anymore.
I hope those troubadours survived.
I got a 19.
I got a 11, and I have a +6 to my investigation. I rolled a freaking 5.
I have a
I
plus
hate
nothing.
everything.
And a 9 for Ashen. As you investigate this rat, this corpse, you can see it's definitely been, from the looks of it, Charlie is the thing that has been chewing away at it. It's got a row of teeth marks all across its back end. You do notice as well that the soft light is slowly beginning to flicker and die. And then almost in response to this, you see another light flicker into life from amongst the mushrooms.
So now some of the mushrooms are glowing.
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
All of us or just him?
Yep.
I'm rolling my dice.
14.
Oh gosh, darn it!
I got
All my
20.
dice hate me. Perception. What is my perception? Oh, I rolled a
Damn it,
9.
Michael. Michael's perceiving time itself.
Hey, look, another rat.
You do see nestled amongst the. Even Will, nestled amongst the mushrooms, chewing its way across a cap, is another of these rats with its brain exposed, and it's the brain itself that seems to be the source of light.
But this one is alive?
This one is very much alive
Upon
and consuming
seeing,
the mushrooms that you use to feed the proprietors of the tavern.
Hey, little fella, that's not good for business.
upon seeing a glowing rat, Ashen will touch himself. He
You
loves
gotta roll
the
for that.
Yeah.
You gotta roll for that.
You got to roll for horny and cast mage
Roll a
armor.
medicine check.
Will crouch to get a slightly better look of the rat, and then he'll roll another investigation check to see if he can discern anything with a live rat.
Can I
That's
whack the
with
rat?
Let's do the roll for Will's investigation check first. And
Hey,
then
don't splatter the rat. Don't splatter the rat on the produce.
Hey,
I'm gonna just try to pick it up.
I'll
After
kick
the
it
fact,
towards
of
the
course.
wall, don't worry.
21.
you glance at the rat. As was already established, the brain has clearly grown too big for its body, too big for its head. It seems to be quite happy just feasting away on the mushrooms. But as soon as you look over at it and you come closer, you feel a presence inside your own minds. this overwhelming sense of hunger, not expressed in words, but just images that flick through your brain as the rat communicates with you telepathically.
This is probably a very bad idea, but he's not the wisest, and he's going to communicate back via mind and go, "What happened to you?"
Make me the attack roll for Judy's wild lashing.
No, Judy.
Roadhouse.
The 13 will hit, so go ahead and roll me damage.
Roadhouse.
Judy comes rushing in as you investigate this rat and kicks it so hard that it goes flying over to the other side, like flying off the stalk of the mushroom and splats against the wall, where it slides down, leaving a trail of blood, very much dead.
I'd like to say, like the bottle cap challenge where you see the people kick the bottle cap off the thing. I do that, so like I don't damage the mushroom at all. I literally just like catch the rat and fling it into the wall.
As this rat sort of just hits, like slides off the wall and hits the ground with a thud, you hear all around you teeny tiny sounds of feet and noises twitching, teeth gnashing, as multiple rats literally come out of the woodwork.
My nose twitches in response.
The barrel with water spilt across the floor, from a crate of wine, you see more of these rats just appearing.
Can we see the other chef at all?
You can't.
Charlie, what's going on? You've never let this many rats live in the basement before.
He drops a part of the dishware that you gave him that clatters across the floor, smashed into smaller pieces. And you see scattered around the pile of skulls that have gathered around him are about a dozen rat skulls. It seems that Charlie still has been doing his job.
Too many for even you, old friend. Well,
But go ahead and roll me initiative, please.
I am nothing if not utilitarian.
As we roll initiative, Will slowly stands up, and I'll say, "Be careful. They're hungry." Wow, a 9. Why did I roll on here? Because initiative tracker. I'm done rolling on here. Done. DOD done. DOD. I can't spell, guys. Like I said, he doesn't have the best wisdom.
Departments of Defense finished.
Isn't that supposed to be 0? I didn't think initiative benefited from Jack of all trades, because it's not something you can add proficiency bonus to. So my initiative should be a +0.
It should indeed.
So 10
It's
as opposed
intriguing.
to 11.
Okay, that's fine. I can manually edit that in. It will then be the Harangon Judy, our lovely Ashen, Russet, Will, and then the rats who you can slowly see appearing around the room.
Oh no, there's a swarm. Gross.
Swarm of rats. Okay, my lovelies. Okay, right. Is there a measuring tool on this thing?
The same one that's always on Foundry.
Oh, my character sheet was in the way, so I couldn't see it. Silence.
Steady on this, Haragon.
I mean, I can get over there. It's fine. It's fine. I'm going to daintily avoid the mushrooms. Good come. Oh no, that's the one I killed, isn't it?
That's
the
the
dead
one
one.
you killed, yep.
You're looking for the ones that are glowing still. The dead ones no longer glow.
And the swarms, do the swarms glow?
Swarms don't glow at the moment at the very least, but there are 2 swarms of cranium rats. One over in this direction and one over towards the northeast.
And each of the squares 5 foot as usual.
Yep, 5 foot as usual.
Cool. I'm going to run over here. As I run over here, I will use some shenanigans. And it is just a. I will, as a bonus action, I will manifest a little echo. I run so fast that it looks like I'm still standing where I was, and now there's 2 of them.
Oh my!
I can throw things, can't I, Matthew?
Yeah, you have some weapons you can throw.
Excellente. So from my bag, I am going to throw a hand axe.
It's better than a trident. I can just imagine him reaching to the rucksack now, plucking out a trident and throwing it. So
throwing a trident. I can't think of many attacks more useless than throwing a trident at a swarm of rats.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got 3 prongs on it, so it could at least squish stick.
Maybe.
through.
Maybe.
Or it could miss all of them.
Yeah.
More likely.
I will try and throw it at this rat over here.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Oh no, not the wine, but not the wine box.
Do I just click on the axe?
Yep.
Coo. Sorry, learning things is hard.
The 24 100% hits, so go ahead and roll some damage for us.
Damage.
It's 8. The hand axe goes flying through the air and hits the rat straight on. It takes a huge chunk out of its flank and then lands with a clatter and the sound of broken glass in the crate of wine bottles.
Sorry. Didn't mean to break the wine.
Oh no.
Oh no. And that will be me, I think. That'll be me.
Okay. That'll take us to Ashen.
Who can't use Whisper on Twitch? The lack of intelligence is bleeding through.
I can't believe you made a wild magic sorcerer.
A stupid wild magic sorcerer.
Even better.
All sorcerers are stupid, but
So it's if you roll when you cast a spell of 1st level or higher, I can get you to roll a d20 immediately after the spell. And if you roll a 1, you trigger a wild magic effect.
Gotcha. I've already rolled my 1 for this evening, so I'll be fine.
That's what you say.
I can't believe you just said that in front of Dice Christ. You're SOL, dude. It's over.
So how many devil rats are there?
There are 3 individual cranium rats.
Sorry, how many?
Three
rats.
individual cranium rats, and then at opposite ends of the rooms, opposite corners, there are 2 larger swarms of these rats just crawling over one another.
Okay, well, the 3 individual rats, I will Cast magic missile.
Okie dokie. Go ahead and roll the damage for me. I will say it's the rat that's already been attacked with the hand axe is just going to die. It does not have enough health to take a single magic missile. So that's fine.
There's I think it's 3. Yeah, 3 glowing darts. There you go.
Yep. The 3 different darts go ranging off. One strikes the already wounded rat. Another strikes the rat closest to the barrel of water that's already been broken. Its contents leaking into the gaps between the flagstones. And the third hits a rat who is currently gnawing on what appears to be grain over on the eastern side of the room.
Yeah, so Ashen is kind of looking around all of these rats and just clutching his staff with both hands, just kind of goes, ah! And the 3 darts go out in different directions from the top of the.
And as you cast a spell of first level or higher, also roll me a 1d20, please. You are safe for now with your lovely 13.
Ha 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 ha. Lucky for me.
Oh dear. You keep hitting the wine bottles.
The rat that did get struck by the magic missile and killed, you do hear it. It sort of gets tumbled into the box, and you hear more glass smash.
No!
These are very cheap bottles.
If that is everything for Ashen, it will then be Russet's turn.
Do I have extra attack? Can I morph? Is there...
You don't do any of those fun things, unfortunately, at level 3.
Okay. Question about wording. Would you consider rolling stealth a dexterity check?
We'll go with yes.
We'll go with yes.
Yeah.
All right. Russet is going
Use his
to
dexterity,
toddle.
so we'll go, yeah.
Yeah, do you consider skill uses of dex that use the dexterity skill plus whatever proficiency he has dex checks? If so, I'm going to toddle on over to this nice tallman, and I'm going to poke him in the ankle. Excuse me, sir. Begging your pardon, but would you mind having some of this? And holding out just like a turkey leg.
What do you want me to do with this?
Have a bite.
Okay.
Now this is just flavor. You don't have a choice.
You will eat my food.
Yeah, this is me casting Enhance ability.
Okay, cool.
Grace, you have advantage on all dex checks.
Awesome, yeah.
You also don't take damage from falling 20 feet or less, but I don't think that matters right now.
I don't know, she's
Not
pretty
right
tall.
this minute,
Pretty tall. You could fall 20 feet. It's possible.
He will gingerly take a bite and be like, oh, dude, this is good, and he'll just nom on it.
I'm like, it's not like a mental thing. There's actual magic in the turkey leg. It's like,
Jay.
Is that everything for our lovely cook then?
Yes.
Okay. Will, it will be your turn.
Cool.
Will.
Awesome.
Gotta-
Advantage on dex checks. Sweet.
Which I think means that when you attack, you just get sneak attack.
I think so, because all my attacks use dex. So
Again, all of this is up to DM's discretion because the enhance ability in Foundry just says dexterity checks, which could be just as limited to roll me a dex check, but could expand to anything that uses dex.
So
It's
it
up.
won't impact your attacks or saving throws, but it will affect any dexterity skill checks. If you make a
So
tool
at the
check,
very
that
least, you
uses
have advantage.
dexterity-
You have advantage on your stealth stuff. So
Yeah. How long does it last?
it will last concentration up to an hour. So as long as I don't drop con, you're good.
So Will's
good
gonna
circular.
go up. Come on. What? No.
See, here's the problem. All of my like Snaku knowledge is very heavily Japanese because they were the best at it. So like, I'm struggling not to just be like, I hand you a rice ball.
I'm here for it, man. I'm going up to this guy here, and Will's gonna pull out his rapier, and I will slashy slash. That is a 16 to hit.
16 definitely hits. Go ahead and roll me some damage dice, please.
I like damage dice. That is 1d8. That is 10 points of damage. Oh, wait, and sneak attack, because...
I will tell you right now, it's dead.
That means just roll sneak attack!
You can roll sneak attack dice. I'm telling you, it's dead.
That means just roll sneak attack. Let me get all the damage.
Go ahead and roll your sneak attack.
So 17 points of damage.
As Will advances on this rat, rapier in hand, just sort of lances forward with the rapier, the point of which just enters the cranium rat's brain and then pulls back out in such a quick fashion that for a second the cranium rat itself appears to still be alive. It seems to not know that it is dead, and then the light just flickers and dies, leaving it bleeding into the puddle of water on the floor.
And then I'm going to continue my movement to here, and that will be my turn.
Okay. That will then take us to the lovely cranium rats, who, I get to roll some dice, people. This is disconcerting. I'm not used to necessarily rolling dice in combat. It's cool. Let's get some cranium rats who are going to...
I believe in you, Mr. GM.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure there's
one move there.
A green Psycho Ranger and a gentleman named Ecliptor that will say differently.
We're going to do first attack from the cranium rats is going to be on the Harangon Judy. So let's have a look and see what these dice say.
Oh no.
That is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
With a 10 damage, which I can...
Gotta love rats.
Swarms of rats, people.
I have used them in my own games. They are evil.
And that is going to be a 6 to hit our lovely Will, which I think probably misses.
Dodgy.
Yeah.
I literally just sidestep them.
And this one is going to make an attack against your Echo for a 15 to hit, which I do believe misses.
Yes, it does miss.
Yep. So no damage rolled, which does mean that's the end of the first round of combat. As the swarm of rats just starts trying to sort of pull itself all over and start attacking the Harangon's feet, you feel 5 or 6 teeny little bites just catching and clawing at you. The other swarm of rats charges in at will, but seems to be stumbling and almost caught, their tails almost caught together. We're gonna make things more difficult by introducing a rat king.
No! I despise.
Now I know the Rat King, and you are no Rat King, sir. You're just a silly bunch of rats that have their tails tied in a knot. You are not the true Rat King.
That will take us back to Judy's turn, however.
I gotta go flip a switch. I'll be right back.
In fact,
Okay.
actually, I think you'll be able to see me if I just do it because of the way the camera is. So I'm going to turn this camera off so you don't just see my butt.
Right, Judy being nibbled by rats. Ah, you wee little bastards! She'll exclaim, and then because I'm going to do something because she's like a hero for hire, like folk hero thing. She names all of her attacks.
That checks out. I believe that. I believe that's serendipitous.
Yes, who doesn't? You know.
She's gonna be like, ah, you wee little bastards! Lunar hurricane. And she's gonna like drop down and like spin and do like a low sweepy spin kick.
Go ahead and roll
She
me
just
an
starts
attack roll.
breakdancing.
That is a 15.
I mean,
15
that's
hits.
And then I roll for damage. At the exact same time that she does that, I rolled a 1. You bastard.
quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate, Miss Harrigan.
At the exact same time that she does that, her echo will also imitate her and do the same thing to the rat that's next to her.
Go ahead again and roll me attack, please. 21, 100% hits.
I must say, Miss Harrigan, your attack rolls have been phenomenal.
I know, right? To do a 7 damage.
Okay.
And then
Yep.
I'm going to action surge.
I like how Michael's wasting his action surge now.
Right?
It recovers after a short rest.
I mean, look, in terms of wastage, I have wasted more. I used a 2nd level spell slot.
Go ahead
So-
then.
I'm going to do exactly the same thing again.
13 will hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
2 more than the same. More than one. Yay! 8 damage. And then, as my I can do it again with the echo as well. So the echo is also going to hit the other rat.
Yup. The other rat is as the echo copies the initial attack, the other rat gets knocked back a few feet, rolls across the floor as it does so, and you notice immediately that the light that it was producing flickers and dies.
Beautiful. And then, as I can do this, I do the bonus action, and then I'll use my bonus action to teleport. And I will
Isn't
swap.
action surge a bonus action?
No, it is. It doesn't cost anything.
Action surge.
Action surge is a bonus action.
It's no, 100% a bonus action.
Are you sure? Because that's
Yep.
on 2nd level, you can push yourself beyond normal limits for a moment. On your turn, you can take 1 additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action. It doesn't say it costs anything, it just says special.
Just fighter shit.
Pulling out
That's all
PHP.
good. So you teleporting over to
Yeah, he castle king sided his echo.
Yeah, so we have swap and swap places.
fantastic. In that case, it will be the lovely Ashen's turn once again, as rats just go tumbling across the floor.
Oh yeah.
Ashen will aim at the tangle of rats in front of the cute, adorable bunny rabbit that belongs inside a top hat. And will use produce flame to produce a flame in his hand and fling it like a playing card thrown by somebody who's very good at throwing exploding playing cards.
I wonder who that would be.
No
You
idea.
might call him Tim. So
The 20 will 100% hit. So go
26.
ahead.
We'll just say critical 26.
Oh, did you roll
Natural 20?
You
Yeah.
did natural 20, yeah. So 26.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, you've got an AC of 10. 26.
Crit,
Yeah.
crit.
So that's an
double,
order
dice,
of magnitude.
double,
as well.
dice. Oh wait, I forgot. Crits don't affect magic.
Do they not?
I don't. Depends.
Yeah.
An attack rather than just
What
a.
they did for spell attacks, yeah.
For spell attacks, they work. But like it does. I don't think it doubles magic missile damage.
No, not. I don't know. No, magic missile is not a spell attack, so it
It's
doesn't.
not an attack, it's just a spell effect.
Go ahead and roll your damage then.
It's only rolled one dice, so I shall roll it again. Oh, are you doubling one dice or are you
let's-
rolling two dice?
Let's double. Because you got a 7. Let's double for a 14.
Okay.
That is now established.
Yep.
Horrifying implication.
If you roll a 1, that sucks to be you.
No, I'm not
Because
even.
I
I'm not
can
even.
mitigate that.
Not even talking about that. It's if you crit on us and roll like 21 damage. It's like doubling damage is the slipperiest slope.
Just wait till I sneak attack.
So
What am
just
I
to
doing?
check
So
which, presumably, yeah, you said the one near the Harangon. So let's
This one.
apply that damage to this lovely rat, who is going to take 14 points.
You would have to move to do that if you were.
Ashen turns his hand over, expecting there to be this teeny tiny little flame. A tiny harmless little flame.
Produce flame itself is. Can you also throw it?
You have.
Yeah.
You can throw.
You can use it as an attack.
Yeah, but I thought that meant you had to like be up against like it's a melee spell attack, so you got to be within 5 feet and then just like
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so you can throw it.
I never used produce flame, so that's cool.
All right. You can also attack with the flame, although doing so ends the spell. When you cast this spell, or as an attack action later on, you can hurl the flame at a creature within 30 feet of you. Make a ranged spell attack on a hit to take 1d8 fire damage.
Boss. That's cooler than I thought it was.
Yeah, so he turns his hand over, expecting a teeny tiny flame, and as he flicks it, it just goes.
As the flame strikes, you see several of the rats that make up the swarm just instantly are just caught up in the blaze and go skittering across the floor just to die. As horrible as that sounds, half the swarm is.
It's Dungeons and Dragons. They're dead. They're
half
killed.
the swarm is pretty much.
They're allowed
dead.
to be more than defeated.
Yep.
Ashen will take in a really deep breath and go, I love the smell of fur in the morning.
Don't breathe. Don't breathe too deep.
Gorilla.
Don't breathe too deeply, sir. Everyone knows burning rat. The smell of burning rat is slightly carcinogenic.
And be careful where you're throwing that fire.
You patting your ears out.
Don't want
It's not even the real Haragon. It's the Echo.
Get a little singe, did you?
I think that's me done.
Yeah. In that case, it is Russet's turn once again.
Russet is going to walk over to Judy, climb up Judy so that he is resting on her shoulders, and pull out a flask of what looks like pureed spiced carrot. It's like,
No,
here you go, try some of this, and he's just gonna like force feed it to.
what are you doing? R.
Yeah, here comes cure wounds.
Delicious.
7 health back.
Woo.
Anything else from Russet?
No. I'm riding. I'm on Judy's shoulders now, so I go where she goes.
Matt, how do I increase my health?
If you...
That's 7?
I'll do it for you. +7, yeah? It is Will's turn now then in combat.
That didn't work.
I don't have 2 weapons. Oh! Hey, Matt, quick question.
Yep.
If I pull out my dagger, does that mean I could do 2-weapon fighting? I don't know how that works.
Oh, why would you pick something I have to remember?
I don't
want to
know.
say yes, because it would be a light weapon in your offhand. You just don't
Yeah.
add your
I just don't add my
ability score modifier to the damage dice.
yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Because I wanted something a little bit heftier to attack these. So has his rapier in one hand and then pulls and flips the dagger up from his other and is going to weapon fighting these these ratises. So he's going to make one attack on the one attack with his rapier. Let's use the giant die. Hey-ya! That is 15 on the rat swarm.
15, yeah, 15 hits.
Okay. Dang it. That is 4 points of damage with the rapier. I rolled a 1. Very sad. And then with the dagger, that's a 7.
The 7 unfortunately doesn't hit. The swarm of rats, you can see, because of the way they continuously move around one another, it's proving difficult to strike any of them in particular. And although you see like a small splash of blood go cascading across the floor, you don't actually seem to have done a significant amount of damage.
I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay.
And I'm going to go over here to give myself a little bit more of an open area.
Okay. That'll be the
Not as boxed in.
rat turns then. So look, so first attack's going to be on the echo before I move or do anything else. That's a 7, so that also misses the echo.
The echo has 1 health. It's so
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? 1 health. If it gets hit, it's destroyed. I just need to hit it first. And then we're going to do another attack. This one is going to be on Will for an attack roll of 10.
Doesn't hit.
It's nice to know that the dice still hate you. No matter
right?
no
I was
matter what
thinking exactly the same
RPG.
thing.
My armor class isn't even that high.
That wouldn't even hit me.
I'm just dancing.
The swarm of rats just charge and skitter across the floor towards Will, once again trying to find some sort of purchase, gnashing and chomping at the boots. The others try to strike the Harangon Echo, but moving as quickly as it is, it just steps aside from the attacks, which will bring us back to Judy's turn at the top of round 3.
Excelente. So you'll hear Judy just be like, Echo guillotine! And she'll lift like one leg straight up in the air, and the Echo will copy it, and I'll attack from the Echo's position. And I would slam a foot down into this swarm of rats.
Or
Just
not.
stomp on them.
An 8 is not going to hit, unfortunately.
Yeah, or not. Or not.
It was close, though.
It was close. It was close.
Close, but no cigar.
Oh, nuts. And that'll be it for me, I suppose.
As Judy's oversized foot comes crashing into the floor, the rats just part around it and then go to swarm up the leg to try and bite and attack in retaliation. It will be Ashen's turn then.
Having had lots of fun with the first produce flame, and because he wants to hold on to some of his spell slots, I'll try the same thing again.
Oh, produce flame is a cantrip, isn't it?
Yeah. That's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will 100% hit the
Filthy
10
20.
AC.
For another 8 points of fiery damage.
Woo woo.
Fantastic. You see as this second bolt of flame strikes, the rats that were trying to climb up the Echo's leg, several of them just hit the ground, smoke rising from fur. Half of the swarm is now dispatched.
Ashen's eyes, which are red anyway. Not as in he's got red irises. His whole eyeballs are just red.
What race is Ashen?
He's a genasi.
Okay.
A fire genasi?
A fire genasi. And rather than hearing his usual, fairly laissez-faire, not really connected Alexis Rose style voice, you just get this much deeper, much more menacing. That's right, Smolder bitches.
Well, steady on there, Mr. Genasi.
Is anyone else a little concerned by that?
I'm sorry. This is I'm giving Ashen inspiration.
Will's just like, no, it's fine, as he's dodging.
Russet will pat Judy's cheeks because I am on Judy's back like a cape. He'll be fine. Don't worry about him.
Why are you still horny?
Will's like, dang, that was kind of hot. Dodging.
It is a kind of hot, yes.
Dodging rats.
Russet, then.
Russet is going to hop off of Judy and then come over to this swarm of rats and say to Will, it's like, here to lend a little assistance, sir. And he's going to hit the rats with a frying pan.
That's a creative solution.
I'm going to burn a bardic inspiration if this hits, which I think I can do. Give me a second to check the actual character sheet instead of the fake one. Yeah, no, I have to burn it now. So I'm gonna burn the BD. Yeah. Right. Where is my D20? Mod 20 to hit.
Yeah, 100%. That, as it's now being dubbed, the naughty 20.
11 damage.
11 damage, yeah.
And using defensive flourish. So that's why I rolled another one. And since I rolled a 6 on the second die, my armor class is now 17.
Fantastic. As you swat at and kill one of the other rats that make up the swarm, just batting it across the floor with a loud thunk.
I hit it like Mario uses a hammer, so it's just above head, down.
As you lift the hammer, as you lift the mallet up, there's like part of a rat stuck to the bottom, the other part smushed into the floor.
Killian, no, he does not. He has a long. He has a normal beard and short hair. I don't know what character token you're looking at.
Anything else for the lovely Russet?
No.
In that case, Will, as the rat swarm is surrounding and attacking, biting at you and Russet, what will you do?
I'm gonna bonus action disengage, and I'm gonna go over here to flank so I can have sneak attack.
Okay.
If I hit. So, and then I'm going to do the same thing again with 2-weapon fighting. So with the rapier, that's a 10
So
to
does
hit.
the horse, Killian. And so does Flynn Rider at one point. The frying pan is not unique to Rapunzel.
Frying pans,
What
who
was
knew,
that to
right?
hit? My apologies, Sabina.
10.
10, yeah, 10 hits. So go ahead and roll the damage.
D8. That is 4 points of damage plus sneak attack because it's the first hit. So 3 plus 6 plus that's 11 points of damage.
Okay. Can I just ask for both Russet and Will's passive perception, please?
13.
I believe mine is a 12. Let me double check. Mine is a 12.
You both notice as you're fighting this rat, as the light flickers, behind the crate to your east in that corner, part of the wall has caved in. You see bricks that have just are now missing, and you see that the light is showing a corridor just beyond it.
Over here-ish? Like here-ish? Ah! Okay. I don't like that.
Did I know that was there?
You did not. As far as you are aware, this room is
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 35 years of working in an establishment. They don't even bother to inform you of the secret passageways.
Outrageous.
There's no trust in the customer service industry these days.
I need to roll my offhand attack. Is it still alive?
It is still alive.
All right, my offhand attack. That is a 16 to hit.
16. Yep.
And that is.
You may not add your modifier to this, but doesn't this also get sneak attack?
No, it only works on the first attack.
Sneak. Yeah, I think once per turn.
It's once per turn. It's once on the first attack. I don't get my modifier to the damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
You are correct.
That's 2 points of damage.
Okay. You are, between you and Russet, you're slowly chipping away at this large collection of rats that make up the swarm. There's about 2/3 of them are still intact, though you do see several on the floor dead, and in fact one of the rat swarm is currently chomping and eating up one of the deceased rats. Anything else on your turn?
No, that is the end of my turn. Thank you very much.
Okay, that will bring us to the cranium rats then. First attack, as per, is going to be against the Echo. That's a 5.
Wow.
No.
Wow, people. Second attack is going to be...
The second attack kills Russell.
Well, not the second attack, but the second cranium rat is going to attack... let's... I'm waiting a coin or a dice. Let's go odds and evens. Is going to attack Will.
I'm not surprised.
Let's see. That is a 15 to hit.
That does hit! Damn it.
What a shame.
4 points of damage.
Oh, 4 points? That's not bad. I can handle that.
Which I will apply to your sheet right now for you.
Oh, thank you. I was about to do that, but thank you.
Which will bring us back to the Harangon Judy at the top of round 4 of combat.
I do have a clarification I'd like to ask Nephew.
Please go ahead.
Unleash Incarnation. If I use my attack action to make the Echo attack, can I still use the Unleash Incarnation to get a second attack from the Echo's position?
I can't see any reason why not, because part of Manifest Echo lets you attack from the Echo's position in the first place. So, yeah.
Cool,
I just realized you were an Echo Knight.
Really? Just now?
Yeah.
It's the speediest Echo Knight.
It wasn't when he put the Echo summoning ability in chat yesterday? Or this morning?
I didn't read that. I was busy.
Wasn't when the Echo was summoned.
I'm slow.
I'm trying to think of another attack name now.
If you were going to name your attacks, you should have written them down.
I only just thought of it. Sorry, we'll go with Echo Whirlwind. I will try again.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Excellent.
I love rolling dice and rolling them high.
Yep.
I love rolling dice high.
Okay, damage has been applied.
Is it dead?
It is not dead. You do knock aside.
Thank you, Spark. I do agree.
But it is still alive.
Cool. Then I'm gonna do it again.
Go for it. Roll the dice.
And this will be my last one of these because I can only do it 3 times.
11 still hits.
Do some damage. Do some damage. 11 again for damage.
11 for damage. Very nice. Let's apply that to the cranium rat.
Max damage. Good
It
job.
is still alive, but you do note that amongst the swarm, there are now only 2 rats left alive.
It's not a swarm anymore. It's 2 rats.
Yeah, just 2 rats.
It's just a
Does
pair
2
of
rats
rats.
make up a swarm? How many rats minimum make up a swarm? Let's not get into that moral.
8.
4.
8. It's 8 rats.
Okay.
4 rats is a bushel.
The pair of rats then. Any movement from Judy, or is that you done?
Wait, you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to. Are you using the number of rats in the swarm as sort of a storytelling narrative of how many hit points the rat swarm has?
I am indeed.
It's got 2 HP left.
It's got more than 2 HP left, but there's only 2 rats left in the swarm.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll be 300. Oh no.
A 300 strong rat swarm.
That's a ratifesto, surely.
Okay, let's flick over to the lovely Ashen then, who is
Spark a kitchen.
smouldering.
The kitchen is a gathering of frying pans. It's a kitchen of frying pans.
Having gone with like one really big produced flame and a second produced flame, he's going to clap his hands together. And with a 25?
Yeah, 25 is going to hit. Yep.
I kind of don't mind the first roll being a natural 1. I mean,
you've been on fire.
and then yeah, he fires through like 4 points of damage, produce flame.
As the flame strikes this last 2, it hits one of the rats, who then gets knocked into another, and they both just up in flames. The rat swarm lays dead, bleeding, smoking, cooking next to the Harangon Echo.
What Ashen will do is, after the rats have exploded, is he'll snap his fingers and he'll extinguish the flames immediately.
Much appreciated, Mr. Janasi.
And then he'll the top of his finger.
My extra attack is me getting another frying pan. Is that what?
Yep.
When I get my extra attack at 6th level for this character, I get a second frying pan.
Yep. It's cute that you'll think he'll survive that long.
Speaking of Russet surviving that long, Hannah,
I'm once again going to hit the rats with the frying pan.
it's eloquent. It's simple. It's
Ready, repeats?
10.
10 hits.
Well, that's nice. 5 damage.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Anything else on your turn?
I'm good.
You raise the frying pan once again, bring it down, and you just catch a rat's tail as it sort of like delves back into the swarm to hide itself from your attack, which will bring us back to the lovely Will.
All right, gonna just do the same thing. Rapier and dagger, and I get sneak attack because I'm still flanking. Yee. That's not gonna hit. That's a 7. That's a 7 hits.
A 7 does not hit, unfortunately. No.
Okay, so rapier misses. Just misses a wrap. Goes ting into the stone.
Bends the tip.
Yeah. Let's try the dagger. Natural 20! Pew, pew,
That
pew, pew,
will hit.
pew.
Oddly enough.
Oddly enough, I don't get, but I do get my sneak attack on this. I just don't get my my bonus, so it's just a D4. So 2 on my D4, 5,
Those are crit though.
9 points of damage.
Yep, so 5
double.
for your sneak attack, doubled to 4. Yeah?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you very kindly.
Is it dead yet?
It's not dead, so as you bring the dagger down, you do spear a rat. What is going to happen on the rat's turn is it will...
Wait, do you double all the damage? Do you double the sneak attack and the dagger damage? Because altogether it was 9 damage.
I think you double all rolled damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So altogether it would have been what, 18?
Attacked by a dog.
We can hear it so much clearer than usual.
Yeah.
It's being a
weird.
bit of a silly sausage. Okay. The cranium rat is going to make an attempt to flee. And is not going to disengage, so that will generate attack opportunities if you so wish to do
Yes,
so.
please.
Yes, please.
Please go ahead and roll those dice in that case.
Do I burn another bardic? No.
I would say hello to the puppers for you, Davy Jones, but it came in, it click-clacked across the floor.
Hey, Matt?
And then ran away.
Hey, Matt?
Yep. Did you get 20?
Nat 20!
Go ahead and roll those damage for me then.
That is 12 damage.
12 damage already doubled?
No, that's the doubling. That's the doubling. Would have been 6, it's 12.
Fantastic. Okay.
Is it still alive?
It is still alive.
I got 14 to hit.
Yes, 14 hits.
Let me roll my damage. That is 6 damage.
As the rats attempt to flee, between Russet's swiftly descending dunk of a cast iron pan and the rapier,
Why did a thumbs down just appear above your head?
Yeah, I know, that was apparently my opinion. It's like, thumbs down, guys. No, I don't like this.
You're mad that the rats lost.
They do manage to dart through the broken part of the wall. You hear them skittering away down the corridor as they run to their hearts' content.
How many rats?
How many rats?
Yeah, how many rats were
You
left?
saw 4 rats. It's no longer a swarm, it's a gathering.
It's a bushel. 4 was a bushel.
Rats.
4 is a bushel.
Yep. You see the rat running down the corridor. As you do, you all feel, all of you, pushed into your minds a series of images. You see a half elf, looks to be approximately 20 years old, skinny, a chef's apron over their clothes. You see them face down in a pile of blood. You feel hunger, overwhelming hunger.
Oh no, Carter's in trouble.
Has somebody pushed him down a well?
I'm going to. Can I make my way over to the entrance to see if I can
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't want to go in. I want to see if I could.
So you see where the wall has caved in. You would have to climb over the boxes or move them out of the way, but you could easily get through the gaps in the wall. All of you could do so. And only Will would need to stoop, bend, or crawl in order to make the
Steady on, fellas. And lady. He tips his hat to Judy. Yeah, I'm heading. I gotta go help the other chef.
Shall I go first? See if anything is trapped. Anything is broken, unsteady. It's kind of my thing.
I mean, did anyone else see the image of the poor man with all the blood?
Yes, that was Carter. He's in trouble.
Well,
You're not wrong.
we
That
definitely
robe
should,
he was wearing. Yeah.
we definitely shouldn't let the small one go alone.
Mr. Janasi, a man might be dead.
Have you been outside? A man might be dead.
Yes, Carter. He might be dead.
Well,
I'm gonna
So I
whistle
believe
for
I
Charlie
offered to go
come
first
over here.
because rogue stuff.
Come on, Charlie.
Um,
Come on, boy.
and then I believe I will also introduce myself to everybody because we don't know anybody's names.
all of you do know Russet's name.
Yes.
Because you all heard the conversation where Elena talked to me.
Yes. And then I will look at everybody and I'll be like, I'm Will.
Oh, Will. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's
Uh,
nice to have one of the heroes of Faerun at our help to get Carter out of this pit.
not that Will. No.
Oh.
Oh,
Well, I'm
Well,
sure
that's
you're
pretty-
fantastic as well.
Pleasure. But Will Stryker, not hero of the frontiers or whatever. Yeah, no. Similar name. Completely different people. Anywho, yeah, no, I'm pretty good with stealth and sleight of hand. So if you need me to go first, check things out,
so
in
you're a
front,
thief.
I can. So I'm a what?
A thief?
A thief? That's one way to put it. I prefer taking things from people who no longer need them.
Oh, like a grave robber.
Exactly. Exactly. That is a beautiful way to put it.
Fantastic.
I'm Judy, hero for hire. What's your name, fire friend?
Well, unjudgmental Judy, and not that Will. I am Ashen Smolder.
What a lovely name.
I know. I thought so. I pictured myself. I am from the Tower of Pocus. There was an unfortunate.
I think I've heard of it. Is it run by the Archmage Holkus?
It was until recently. Then the
Oh no, has there been an accident? Has Holkus passed?
Well, Hocus, like many of the Archmages of the Towers, was asked to come and help here at Baldur's Gate, and
Focus
from what little I've been able to make out of the reports, there was a rumpus, and there were many people with swords, and they didn't like mages, and they tried to poke us. So, yeah, now I am the, I guess, Archmage of Tower Pocus. So that's why I have these splendid clothes on, you see.
Mm.
My name is Russet Frymash, from a long line of Frymashes. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
A pleasure.
sure the
Can I do
pleasure
an
is yours?
insight check on Ashen? I am so intrigued. I am not buying any of this. What is my insight again? Insight. It's only a 2. That's a 10. That's not the best.
He seems to be very, very truthful with all of his words, and in fact, quite possibly the bravest individual and smartest mage you may ever meet.
I'll take that in stride.
Now that I know everybody's names, I'm gonna turn to Charlie
who is very very kindly came to me at my behest. All right, Charlie, we need to go rescue Carter. Now I know you like nipping at his fingers, but you can't do that if he's dead.
If I could just retcon one thing. As Ashen introduced himself as Ashen Smolder, he put his fists on his hips and grinned and used prestidigitation to make a little ping as he grinned.
And how tall is Ashen? Like, do you have a number now?
No.
So Will is just looking down at all of you and just shakes his head.
Snob.
Does Charlie seem like he will come with us?
Yeah, Charlie's slowly but surely moved over to join you all. He's given you the we're going to say a rough approximation of a smile, which is basically all teeth. And
Good
one
boy,
very
Charlie.
long.
As I pet Charlie's wood. I'm gonna
No.
Raising.
Oh my god!
I'm gonna mount Charlie.
You're going to mount Charlie's wood.
I'm gonna mount Charlie's lid at the very least. So yeah, now I have a mimic mount.
I find your relationship with this creature unnerving.
I agree.
Charlie's a lauded friend of the Huntsman. He's been disposing of our refuse for nigh on 25 years. Found him myself as a little mimicling. Oh, he was quite adorable back then. Couldn't even take the form of a full chest. He had taken to disguising himself as a ring so he could nibble on people's fingers when they put him on.
That is why I
At
don't
least it was a finger ring.
So,
What other kind of ring would there be?
Toe rings.
I suppose you're right.
Earrings.
I suppose
Nose
you're right,
ring?
Mr. Ashen. I have seen very many people wearing nose rings. Seems to be quite in these days.
Should we go?
All right, Charlie, let's go save Carter, and then I'm gonna ride Charlie into the hall.
just pointing it out, just because I double checked. Charlie moves a whole 15 feet.
Yeah, he's slower than I am, but we're going. We're off on an adventure.
To add that Charlie is just like
But
slowly like wobbling.
He is dashing, so he has a full 30 feet.
But is he encumbered?
I wouldn't say so. I weigh 35 pounds wet, and he's a chest. A chest can hold more than 35 pounds.
You know, yeah. So we have the lovely Will going first, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
I believe 2 members of the party, or 1 member of the party can see in the dark. I want to say 2.
I can see in the dark.
Charlie can also see in the dark.
I can
For the... Does that mean you'll be lighting a torch in that instance?
Yes.
Indeed.
I press digitation and torch.
You think with all the carrots, I'd be able to see in the dark, but
I'll be at least like 10 feet ahead. Just
I
to,
have
like,
produced flame as well, so I can just walk with that at 0 cost.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to go with taking this light off. And with the torches and everything, we're just going to do a little bit of a cheaty cheat, and we're going to call it daytime. Everybody's got lights on.
Hooray!
Just for making this
Very
a little
kind
bit
of you.
easier.
Very kind of you, Mr. Matthew. Thank you.
Global illumination. There we go. Okay, so at least you'll be able to see, hopefully, significantly better now. As you wander down the pathway with the lovely Will ahead of us, you immediately notice, Will, ahead is another soft pink light, like the light that was being shone by the cranium rats. You do hear the sound of gnawing, teeny tiny rat teeth chewing on something sharp off to your left and ahead of you. To your right, you see the beginning of a trail of blood leading towards a caved-in section of the tunnel.
Okay. Since I'm only 10 feet in front of them, when I see this, I will jog back to where they are and report this. So we have a rat gnawing to our right, and we have a trail of blood going. So we have a trail of blood going to our right and a rat gnawing to our left. Which would you rather explore? I don't know how he became British all of a sudden.
If the rats are gnawing, they could be gnawing on Carter. You should check that first at the very least.
Yes, but we also did say that he was bleeding out. Did see that he was bleeding out.
I mean, a quick pop in on the rats. See if they're gnawing on Carter. If they aren't, then we can double back.
I would like to cast prestidigitation on whatever it is that the rat is gnawing on.
Okay.
To make it taste of poo.
Okay. You see immediately this cranium rat brain a light recoil from what you notice to be a human skull, eaten to the bone. Like there's nothing to suggest that this is Carter. It's clearly been there for some time. It's almost entirely covered by rocks that have caved in as part of the tunnel has collapsed.
Does the skeleton have anything on him?
Not that you can see, though you do see one of its feet sticking out, and I'll say the remains of a shoe that is worn with age. It's clearly been there at least 10, 15
I'll check
years.
the shoe for a secret wallet.
You find a single silver coin.
Oh, penance. And I pocket that. 1 silver.
The cranium rat, startled by your appearance, dashes off, not towards the blood smear, but towards another tunnel that it begins descending down.
That's Electro.
Is it a small rat-sized tunnel, or is it
No,
a
it's a
big human-sized?
full-size tunnel, something that any of you could fit through with ease.
All right. Follow the blood then?
I agree.
As you begin to follow
All right,
the blood,
Charlie. Let's go.
you only make it 10 foot before you run into unfortunately, another collapsed tunnel.
As we're moving forwards, I'm going to use message to Will, and I'm going to whisper into Will's mind. Is there a limit to the number of words you can use in message?
No, just
No.
send it.
Ah, right. Okay. So in message, I will go. Well, it's Ashen. If you see anything, then reply to this message and tell us to stop sneaking behind you.
Ashen, I see a wall, but we should be here.
Well, it's Ashen. As in, a wall, the thing that stops you from moving, or wool, the thing that you wear to keep cozy?
A wall of collapsed wall.
Collapsed what?
Wall of collapsed rock.
All right, now I'm going to cast message.
Oh no.
What would you cook in, or a rock made of stone?
Ashen, I've noticed you've been casting message. What's going on? Is everything all right?
Who said that?
It's me, Mr. Ashen. Russet.
Mr. Ashen was my dad. You can just call me Ashen. What was the question?
Because message is a verbal spell, I just hear everybody whispering, and I'm like, oh my god. We can just talk.
No, only the target can hear the whisper.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I forgot. Are you? Oh, I forgot. Oh, God, I hate everything.
But we are pointing at each other as we're doing it.
Can I see just people pointing at each other?
I mean, we're behind you, so no, you can't.
All you need to do is like, look over your shoulder and you just see like Ashen pointing at Will pointing at Ashen.
It's like a Mexican standoff.
Yep.
I just turn around as I'm looking and I just see you guys just continuously pointing at. You know, you guys are wasting spell slots, by the way.
Message is a cantrip. Try again.
Oh my god!
Try again, loser.
Why am I forgetting everything about D&D?
This is the best game ever.
I hate everything.
We need to move on.
Hide in a corner. I just see you two and I just go like this.
I point at Will. Are you feeling left out, Mr. Will? You can be included in the message too if you want.
What's everybody pointing at?
I point at Judy. We're using message, Miss Judy.
Get out of my head.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah. I can't cast message, so I don't know how that works.
Are you responding to the message or are you saying it out loud?
I'm just saying it out loud. It's out of my head.
As you advance through the twisting corridors and down a slightly descending slope, the same direction that the cranium rat had gone, you slowly approach the sound of water. You make your way all the way to the end of this corridor and see to your left, illuminated by yet another cranium rat on its own. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
All of us or just Will?
Will.
Perception?
Yep.
Okay. I'm dead. I'm dead inside, guys.
Oh, I can no longer move.
Natural 20 plus 2 for 22.
Shining in the light of the cranium rat, you see dozens of coins, what appears to be a gem or two, that have traveled down the water and sort of ended up in this shallow pool. The only problem is that between you and this small gathering of riches is a cranium rat.
I'm gonna make a bunch of noise and see if should I? Ooh, I don't know. Should I attack it or should I make it run away?
I will. It's Ashen again.
Yeah.
Why we stopped?
Shiny things.
Wearable shiny things? Or...
You do
Money
notice a very pretty looking ring.
Money shiny things and maybe a ring? Maybe
earring, finger ring, toe ring, nose ring.
Matt, clarify what kind of ring?
Mimic ring? It looks to be finger sized.
Looks to be a finger ring.
I'll be right there.
Cool. Also, there's a cranium rat in the right way, so I'm trying to figure out how to deal with it.
I've got an idea.
I'm gonna cast message.
I don't know why I'm gonna cast a message. I've got my finger in my ear.
You're thinking about Bluetooth. You're thinking about Bluetooth.
Yeah. It's like Vox Machina in their earrings.
Would you like me to cast sleep on the rat?
I mean, that is one way.
I could try
I
and
will say,
persuade.
because you're using message, so far the rat doesn't appear to have noticed you. It's currently lapping at the water.
We could message the rat.
I mean, we could.
I could pretend to be its dad. Tell it how disappointed I am in it. Or its mum. I think that would upset it more.
I'm gonna just step back and let them handle it.
Go on, Ashen. I believe in you.
Right. Yeah, now I don't know what to say.
Can my saying "I believe in you" be me giving Ashen a bardic inspiration?
Yeah, 100%. If you want
Like,
to.
hold on, here, have some of this, and I hand him a potato chip. Yeah, you got a D6 to add to any roll in the next hour.
We're D6 in this bad boy then. I would like to message the rat to say, in the voice of the clitoris from South Park, the movie. Blessed rat! Behind you, you will find new friends.
I mean, technically, message doesn't do any of that.
No, that's what I was just checking myself
Oh,
to see
shit.
what it actually said. I didn't mean
Yeah,
to
no.
submit
So
it.
message is still trying to convince the rat with message is still on the table.
Yep. Go ahead.
Well, I'm
and-
using a persuasion roll through message as a way of communicating.
Go
So,
for it. Roll the
because he
dice.
doesn't know where the voice is coming from.
Roll the dice.
I'm
I'm intrigued.
Hang on.
Guaranteed nat 20.
Hang on.
Nat 20.
Probably.
That's a decent. So it's 11.
No, 14, 15, 17.
17. 17 to convince the rat to fuck off.
to be friends.
The rat slowly lifts its head from the water and angles its head as if it's like sensing for something. And you receive back from it a telepathic message. You just hear it say, "Father?"
It speaks common. The rat speaks common.
I've been waiting for you so long. You went out for food 2 days ago. I thought you were never coming back.
Indeed, son. I am your father. A lot happened when I went for food, and now I have evolved. We shall meet again one day, but for now, your new friends behind you are to be trusted and protected as if your very family depended on it. Do you understand?
Oh, Father, yes, I will do my utmost to protect them.
And you're a good boy.
I love you, son.
Do you like get the sense of like pride bursting through?
Its brain explodes and it dies from like family
Wait,
trauma.
No!
Just
No, but now we have a rat to go along with our mimic.
Just collecting all the pets. Like in every D&D game.
I was just thinking that, like in every other D&D game we know.
The only one without a pet is Mindflayer, who is usually the one who is hankering for a pet.
I would like to say that technically right now I have a pet me.
You are.
I was just
I was gonna say he is the pet.
That, first of all, that's racist. Second of all,
I know, that's why I wasn't gonna say it. But I did anyway, because I'm terrible.
Not being able to hear any of this, Judy's just gonna be like, "Why aren't we moving?"
I'm gonna point to Judy and use message. We're convincing a rat to be our friend.
How's it going?
I can't hear any of it because message by nature is one-way communication, but I trust Ashton. I think he's doing very well.
I'm just waiting to be able to steal the shiny stuff.
Will
Did you say
see
shiny stuff?
Yep.
where the shiny stuff is, because of the way the rocks are balanced so precariously, you can try to retrieve some of it, but doing so could prove to be dangerous.
So what you're saying is I need to make a sleight of hand check.
I am indeed saying you need to make me a sleight of hand check.
How long has it been since we fought the other rats in the cellar?
Oh, minutes.
Ah, sweet. So that means I still is your concentration still up?
Of course, I would never drop concentration.
So then I still have advantage on dexterity. Yeah. So I need you, and I need you,
and on not receiving fall damage if that ever comes.
Yeah.
Into
if that ever comes in handy. So I'll make a dex check to just grab as much as I can for a sleight of hand. Okay. Wow, that sucked. That just jumped right out. That is a 16 sleight of hand.
You are able to pull the equivalent of 13 gold pieces and a silver ring that has a green stone set into it.
Silver ring, green stone. I pocket it all.
Okay.
Share the load.
I will in time.
With
now,
only
if you said that to Russet, he'd believe you. But I
as you only have one path left ahead of you, you wander down this tight corridor, descending even further down a slope. You see
the rat come with us because he's our friend now.
the rat does indeed come with you. You see, as the rat advances, what appears to be a room ahead of you that has cracked flagstones, a wall that's caved in and buried part of a door. You'll have to navigate it carefully to make it in. But even from here, you can see what appears to be alchemical supplies. In the chamber that you are in, there are several other cranium rats chewing and munching on mushrooms. You can see the smear of blood, but from where you are, you can't see what it leads to. So you have two paths ahead of you, essentially, to investigate the room with the alchemical supplies or to investigate the blood smear.
So from where I am placed in the map, I can see where the blood trail leads. Is that Carter?
From where you are, yeah, you can see Carter.
Yeah, I'm going for Carter.
I'm gonna follow Russet.
Carter. I mean, look, I'm about to make a big distraction by being like a big-hearted man. Maybe stealth. Maybe just like use my loudness as a distraction for them to not notice that the rest of you are here. Yeah. I'm gonna ride Charlie into the room. You bad rats, get away from our chef friend. Oh my God, is that a turtle? Sir, are you okay?
Things as you get closer into the chamber, you see a torch that's been dropped. You see another swarm of cranium rats that appear to have, from the looks of it, in their diminished numbers, you're fairly certain they're the group that escaped you in the basement. You see Charlie, and even from where you are, you can tell Charlie is dead.
Carter. Charlie
Sorry,
is the
Carter. Charlie is the mimic.
You
Yeah, I
killed the
apologize.
mimic!
Yep, you killed the mimic.
No! No,
Even from where you
Carter!
are, you can see that Carter is dead.
He got
Oh,
caught.
you bad rats!
Does anyone know
Normally,
this
I'm
is
quite
funny?
friendly to all creatures under the sun, but you've clearly been very naughty rats. It's time to punish you.
You see next to Carter is a turtle encased in its shell, its limbs pulled in for safety. And as you approach, you get a flash, an image of all of you as seen from a height. Make me a perception check, please.
So
all
we
of
see
you
the
with
rats, and
advantage.
then we see the rats see us.
Something sees us. I don't like it.
Perception.
You said perception?
Yep.
Could
No.
I use
That's a
my
7.
inspiration that you gave me earlier on?
I mean, you used it. You used it on the deception check.
You gave me one. Matt gave me inspiration. That's
Oh,
on my sheet.
Inspiration,
Yeah, the
you can
reroll.
use your point of
Reroll.
inspiration.
Yeah.
Killian
Does that
side-eyeing
give
you,
me
Matt.
any advantage?
It
we
does give you
inciting?
advantage, yeah.
Perception.
Yep, I'm just putting a smiley face at Killian.
Naughty.
Oh, we got a naughty 20. We got a
I rolled well.
14, an 18.
I like unnatural 20.
I like a
naughty
natural
20.
22, but
I like naughty 20. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with naughty 20, guys. I'm sorry.
Dirty 20, naughty 20, unnatural 20. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
What did Russet get?
7.
7. So everybody but Russet
Who's crying
You look
over Carter?
around you, yeah, Russet's crying about Carter. You look up as you see this image of yourselves from a height, and in the, I'm going to go with stalagmites, but I'm probably getting it the wrong way around.
The spiky rock things on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure if it's stalagmite or stalactite, so I'm going to go with stalagmite. In amongst the stalagmites that descend from the ceiling, 3 of you see a horrific image. A humanoid creature. Its mouth, if it could be called a mouth, is open, and you see something that invokes upon you the image of that deceased Mindflayer pinned to the wall. Tentacles coming out of the mouth. But the colour of its skin is grey, dead. And it looks at you with hungry eyes.
Hungry eyes.
This may not be the right time to mention it, but you were wrong.
I was wrong. It was stalactite, yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Killian. You see up, hiding in the stalactites, is a vampiric Mindflayer.
No!
Say what now?
You know,
That's exactly
classic.
what it sounds like.
You know what?
It's a
You know,
Mindflayer.
classic level 3 threat.
Yup. Yeah. As you see this thing, you feel that sense of hunger that you felt earlier, only amplified, and you realize that as it looks at you, its thoughts are drifting into your mind and merging with your own.
Does anyone know Sunbeam?
And that
Jay has a hand up.
that is where our
Jay has a hand up in a sad face.
Jay has a sad face. Jay, what's your
And a
sad
hand
face?
up.
Go on.
The last thing that I wanted to happen, or that I would like to happen in this instant, having
Yep.
seen a horrible thing in the ceiling, is that Ashen touches himself and casts invisibility.
I touch myself.
Can you roll me 1d20, please?
I can indeed. We'll
If
do
it's a
that.
1, I'm going to laugh.
I wanted to hide, but I don't think I'm going to get a chance.
Never underestimate a stealth bow in a cave.
Stagnant.
Cool.
You can for sure hide. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
That is where we're going to end the session tonight, as the group are, possibly going to end up something's dinner.
I'm going to die.
I swear to God, if you wrote a 2-shot just to TPK, like, I am gonna be sad about it. Like,
would in all seriousness, would I do that to you? In all
Yes.
seriousness,
I wouldn't think so. It's like there was the one time you did plan for us to TPK, but that was a narrative device more than anything else.
Yep, that was narrative.
But
You had to go-
this
you
is
had to go
this
to-
is a
to
2-shot.
Hades to
This is a
literally
2-shot,
meet
and
Hades.
you famously are not the biggest fan of D&D, or at the very least of 5th edition.
I would like to say it's a 2-shot with the potential to be more.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's if a party of level 3
Fine.
characters can kill a vampire mind flayer.
I'm sure if everything's fine, guys. I wouldn't
Maybe
worry
we
about
should
it.
have gone to the alchemy cave first.
I am so close. Where do you think I'm dashing?
I mean, look, y'all can do what y'all do. If Russet dies because he wanted to see his friend, then that's just how it is. But Russet would not be like, I need to investigate. I'm going to investigate. Russet's no, a friend of mine is missing. And there he is.
Everything's fine. It'll be awesome. We'll find out tomorrow what happens to this lovely group.
And we have no healing potions. It's great. We got this. See you tomorrow, guys.
We'll see you tomorrow. Before we go, just because it's kind of the thing we have to do, we have to ask the question. Favorite moment for yourself, favorite moment for another player, starting with Sabina, who plays Will, not the Blade of Frontiers.
Not the Blade of Frontiers. Favorite moment for Will, I think, was oh gosh, there were some good moments. Just realizing he's the tallest and being, oh no, and then just I
Being
think
racist against short folk.
he's not being racist. He's just like
But you think we're less capable because we're short.
he does not. It's just weird. I'm always tall. Also, just a general overall favorite moment is just the messaging.
Oh Jesus! I couldn't. No.
That was just so funny.
If there's anything we clip that we put out, it has to be that whole messaging sequence.
I messaged back.
Favorite.
I was
moment
happy
for,
to be a part of it.
Favorite moment for somebody else was Ashen just doing the whole really deep smolder bit after he threw the produce flame. That was hilarious. Okay, that's done. That's me.
Panic Russet. Same question.
God. My favorite Russet moment is asking Charlie to come with and Charlie just coming with.
Yeah.
I have a pet mimic now, and I'll be very sad if I lose him.
I too will be very sad. He's been
And the
there for
mimic is
25
a vampire.
years.
25 years! I raised him from a ring mimic. Like,
All the references.
that one wasn't even a reference, but if I accidentally reference something, good for me.
It just reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
And my favorite moment for someone else is Judy borderline being a murder hobo. Like, it's rats, so I can't complain. Like, instantly killing a rat is not like sociopathic behavior for like a hero for hire in Faerun. But like, but if we keep, but Judy didn't stop to ask. Like, the thing is, if this carries on later, we might get Judy the murder hobo might be a more accurate title if we get to see it. I want to hear about Judy's other adventures, and I want to find out if Judy is actually a hero or if Judy is just a murderer.
We'll just do Judy flashbacks. Yeah. Jay, who plays Ashen?
I have too many fun moments for myself to pick from. But I think the one that kept making me giggle even after it happened for myself was at the start of the message sequence when Russet messaged Ashley. Just went, "Who said that?" Such fun. And for someone else, I don't know if I'm allowed to pick you, Matt, but it was the bit.
I'll take it.
It was when the rat, who I don't have a name for yet, just went, "Father?"
The acknowledgement that one of these psychic rats understands and speaks common.
So it's kind of a funny, like, their stat block for their languages. All it says is telepathy. It's not telepathy can only express emotions. Or it literally just says
Just telepathy.
Yeah. So
So long as you're thinking something at it,
It automatically translates.
you know, for the bit. For the
Recommit
bit.
to the bit.
Yeah.
it doesn't say it
Must-
can't understand language.
Exactly. And it actually does have comprehend languages on its spells. Just
So
FYI.
funny. The
Yeah.
rat has
Oh.
spells.
Yeah. It has comprehend languages. It can, yeah.
This rat's now a permanent party member.
Yeah, the rat's now a party member.
We need a name for the rat, people.
Quick, type it in the
Billy-
chat.
Billie Jean.
Billie Jean is not my son.
Billie Jean. He's not my son, but he is my rat.
No, it's got to be Luke, surely.
Billie Jean
Last
is not
but
my lover,
least then,
but it is my
whilst
rat.
Whilst the names are already bouncing
Can
around.
I get that on a shirt?
Please do.
Michael, who plays Judy.
For Judy, considering I've got a -1 in charisma, although I didn't have to roll for it, but it was just, shh, you had me at gold.
I can just see Alana just, trying to convince everybody that she's really not got a pocket full of gold. And she's like, you had me at gold. And Alana's just like, gold was pretty much the first word I said. Okay.
For somebody else, it was just the whole message sequence.
The
That was
Mexican
brilliant.
message standoff.
Bro, you casting message, me knowing I also have message, and then leading into the mic going, I'm also going to cast message.
Well, thank you to this lovely group of players. Thank you to everybody watching. We will be back tomorrow at the same time to see what happens when they fight a vampiric Mindflayer.
When we get
Love
even more
D&D.
chaos involved and bring Killian on board.
Woo!
Secret
I
guest.
I fucking love D&D.
So much. I miss D&D so much.
But yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a fantastic day, fantastic evening, and take care.
Bye, guys.
I'm gonna
May
go
the
get
message
drunk.
protect you.
Did you say